Obaidullah Baheer. He's a lecturer of transitional justice at the American University of Afghanistan, but he joins us from the Pakistani capital, Islamabad. Obaidullah, what are you hearing from your contacts, your friends, and people you know in Afghanistan?
We have sent teams to last night. We got to Gardes hospital where we were told some of the affectees were evacuated. So we've provided them meals. We're going to keep providing them meals for the next few days. The major challenge right now has been to get to Gayan. The good thing is that the Ministry of Defense has offered its helicopters to move aid into those regions. We've had aid come in. 8 truckloads from Pakistan. We've had 1 airplane from Qatar, 2 airplanes from Iran, and the UN is moving aid supplies as well to the region. The idea is, I think, we're starting to get a clearer picture of what has happened, and the goal would be to find out what can be done in the mid to long term with regards to rehabilitating the families that have been most affected.
Absolutely. Listen, the politics aside of the Taliban situation and its lack of recognition from any country anywhere, what about the humanitarian effort that is being mobilized internationally? Do you believe the Taliban has the ability to organize the logistics of everything that's going to be coming from abroad to help people?
Look, I think it's good to keep things in context. And the context here is that in the past 20 years, due to multiple reasons, including security, corruption, this area was a very impoverished area of Afghanistan. The fact that people can't get there isn't because roads just got damaged, but the roads never got built properly. So the idea that there's barely been any development in this region in the past 30, 40 years means that it is a compounded problem. Look, we already had a drought, which was a natural disaster, natural issue. Then we have the humanitarian crisis of hunger, which is a man-made crisis. Then now we have this earthquake, so it's just piling up over each other. And I think considering the circumstances, the Taliban are doing a half-decent job. As any government could do in the current situation. It's just that the international community really needs to figure out a way to coordinate with the Taliban. It's as simple as this, that today I had to contact international IGOs to tell them that the Taliban were willing to fly out their aid into these regions. And this is a communication that isn't happening, and that needs to be bridged.
Absolutely. And what about the situation? I know that the Americans recently changed some of the parameters of their sanctions on the Taliban to allow international organizations to at least pay their employees in Afghanistan without breaking those sanctions. Do you think that there needs to be more proactive changes to the sanctions that are in place that will allow this sort of assistance to be more readily available and distributed?
I mean, look, you're choking us and then saying you're helping us as well. That's basically what the United States policy is. The fact that there are economic sanctions on Afghanistan, it doesn't matter if you're letting your aid organizations bring in the money when there is no actual economy to sustain the whole population, which means that for an organization like us, when we have to move the money that we have to Afghanistan, we jump through so many hoops and loops. The fact that so many people have been willing to send money to their family members in Afghanistan, and Western Union has such a stringent limit on the amount of money people can send. We barely have any new currency printed because we haven't been able to bring our newly printed currency into Afghanistan for 9 months now. Our federal assets are frozen, meaning that our economy and the value of our currency is basically imaginary, and it's based on World Bank sending in cash that we can auction out. So all of this is just extremely volatile, and it doesn't help because aid only feeds you for a day. Stop creating another aid-dependent Afghanistan. We really need an economy and something to be sustainable in the long run.
Obaidullah, it's always a pleasure to hear your opinions and your analyses. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. Obaidullah Baheer in Islamabad.